If you're just joining us, I am Peaches of the E&E Models of Jackson and your host of Hit the Runway in Style. Today my guest is Barbie Bassett with Wlbt. Thanks, Barbie, for coming on the show.
Thank you for asking me to be here.
I know you have a busy schedule.
I do.
But we appreciate you taking the time to come to talk to the City of Jackson about all the things that you're involved in.
Sure, it's a privilege.
Before we get started talking about just some other things that you're involved in, we want to find out who is Barbie Bassett. And we know that we watch you every day on Wlbt doing the weather. You're the chief
Meteorologist.
Right.
Yeah.
But who is Barbie Bassett?
Well, I was actually born and raised on a farm in Quitman County in Marks, Mississippi, which if you don't know where Marks is on Highway 6 between Clarksdale and Batesville. We have about 1,200 people there in the whole town. And grew up there on a farm. My dad raises cotton, rice, wheat, milo, soybeans, and catfish. And my mother is the circuit clerk there in the Quitman County courthouse. And the weather just controlled our life, everything we did. You know, there were good years on the farm and there were bad years on the farm. And unfortunately, there are more bad years than there are good years. And I realized in the 4th grade that if the weather was so important to where it affected my home life, and if we were able to go on a vacation or if we were able to buy new clothes for school, then there was obviously something I wanted to learn more about the weather. So growing up on the farm actually piqued my interest in meteorology. But at the same time, I loved that hometown feel that I had and had 16 people in my graduating class. So we were a very small school and just spent my whole life there in Marks until it was time for me to come here to the Jackson area and go to Mississippi College.
So you knew very early on that this was what you wanted to do.
I did. This is really what I felt called to do.
Really?
Now, but on the other hand, I really liked current events. I liked watching the news. And of course, there in North Mississippi, our television stations are from the Memphis television market. So I was always interested in what was going on across the country and across the world. But at the same time, I had this interest in meteorology. So someone had suggested that perhaps I go to college and get a bachelor's degree in mass communications, which is anchoring and reporting and writing, and then go get a master's degree in broadcast meteorology. So that way I had 2 degrees instead of 1, and that's exactly what I did.
Oh, okay. So you are with Wlbt, as we all know.
Yes, I've been there now for 8 years. I started off co-hosting the morning show with Wilson Stribling and Jack Hobbs and Paul Williams. And then when the long-term weatherman, Woody Asaph, decided to retire, then management asked me if I would be interested in moving out of the news arena and going into the full-time weather arena. And to be honest, it was a difficult decision for me because I loved working on that morning show. Really? And just that lightheartedness and being up so early in the morning and being so close to Paul and Jack and Wilson. And I felt like I was leaving a little bit of my family behind.